Hello, my name is Candace Gardner. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Regional Council Manager for Birth to 5, Illinois, Region 45, covering Monroe and Randolph Counties. Thank you for watching Region 45's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Virtual Report. This recorded session will provide an overview of findings from the Birth to 5, Illinois, Region 45 Needs Assessment as we talk as well about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you would like to turn on closed captioning, click the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on captions. If you want a language different than English, click on the gear icon for settings, click on subtitles, then auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you'd like. In 2021, the Illinois Commission on Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand service and programs for families and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversation funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care. To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share their experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all of which align with the existing Illinois State Board of Education regional offices of education boundaries, but operate independently. Birth to 5 Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering and interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 45 is located in the southwestern part of the state, bordering Missouri, and includes Monroe and Randolph counties. It is a traditional home to many nations. It is mostly rural, with small towns filling the landscape between farms and fields. What makes the region desirable is the multiple generations of families who reside here, creating a powerful sense of community and a great local pride. It is well understood that neighbors rally and provide support when community members need help. Join me in the Region 45 office is Molly Kriebel, our Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and Administrative Support, Jessica Sloman. The experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain when navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experience in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to 5 Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care, and serve as a bridge between the communities and policymakers so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high-quality early childhood services for all children and families in the state of Illinois. We envision that our work will help all stakeholders reimagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision making in Illinois. We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism is no longer impacting a child's success, we will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high quality services for minoritized children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to Five Illinois will use community driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourage decision makers to ensure new and or expanded services are created to meet community needs.
Two critical parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on quantitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or ICAM, and the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies, or INCRA, to help contextualize the data at a local level. The councils meet twice a month in virtual, in-person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents, caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, teen parents, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more, and prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 45 Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system.
Action councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare providers, faith leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each action council reserved 2 seats for parent/caregivers to ensure family voices were included in every decision. Action Council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency or organization to complement data from ICAM and INCRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to all of our Region 45 Action Council members. Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all council members were invited to provide input on each section of their early childhood regional needs assessment. Council members developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with the support of their Action and Family Council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to share the report's findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provide insights into the early childhood education and care landscape in our region.
Hello, my name is Molly Kriebel. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Family and Community Engagement Specialist for Birth to 5 Illinois, Region 45. Region 45 is home to 4,242 children from birth to age 5. In the census, 3,522, or 93% of children, were identified as white. While the number of young children has remained relatively constant over the past few years, their racial identity has slowly become more diverse, more so in Randolph County with smaller amounts in Monroe County. The number of children identifying as Hispanic or Latin, Asian, two or more races, or an unlisted race illustrates an increase throughout the region and in pockets where non-white communities have formed. Part of the conversation with council members was around priority populations, defined by the Illinois Early Learning Council as groups that have been historically underserved by early childhood education and care programs. In Region 45, the priority populations include children living in families in poverty, children with disabilities, children experiencing homelessness, children with welfare involvement, children in families that face barriers based on culture, language, and religion, children being raised by a relative. While data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things to note about Region 45. According to the 2020 ICAM data, 970 children ages birth to 5 lived at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, meaning that many of them were eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. An overwhelming majority of the 25,071 households in Region 45 speak English, while 80 households speak a language other than English, including 11 households that speak Spanish and 69 that speak another language, such as various Indo-European, Asian, and Pacific Islander languages. It is not clear how many young children are growing up in limited English-speaking households, yet it is an important statistic to monitor to ensure that ECEC programs and services are accessible to all children and families, regardless of language. The region also has 403 grandparents responsible for most of the basic needs, such as food, shelter, and clothing of one or more grandchildren who live with them. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through surveys, interviews, and focus groups and is included throughout our final early childhood regional needs assessment. Community collaborations are an integral part of the early childhood landscape. Local early childhood community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, and individuals with a shared vision or goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. While there are no formal ECEC community collaborations in Region 45, many community resources are collaborating to improve children's well-being. Region 45 is home to a variety of early childhood education and care programs and providers, all servicing children based on the licensing, funding, and staffing requirements. But access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all of the region's families. Wait lists at child care centers and the availability of child care in our region is a significant barrier for families and caregivers. Families and caregivers reported that they were highly reliant on grandparents or other family members to provide child care for their children. Some parents have had to quit their jobs or turn down career advancements due to the lack of available childcare, and cited the cost of care as a reason they have not used it. There is a program that families can apply to through the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, called the Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. This program provides families with limited access to financial resources, the access to quality, affordable childcare while allowing caregivers to continue working and/or completing their education. All families are required to cost share on a sliding scale based on family size and income. However, not all providers will accept CCAP due to delayed payments, and not all families want to complete the application, which is lengthy and can be difficult to complete. As one community member stated, "I applied for CCAP and could not find a center with an available spot. Were no slots available, or did the facilities not want to deal with CCAP? My children are now being cared for by a family member." There are a few publicly funded preschool options available in the region, such as Head Start, 1 in Monroe County and 5 in Randolph County, and Preschool for All, 0 in Monroe County and 3 in Randolph County. However, not all programs are full day, nor do all provide transportation to and from the program, leaving many families who qualify for publicly funded preschool choosing not to enroll their children. Additionally, there are not enough spots for families to enroll their child in care across the programs in the region, leaving some families with very limited options for childcare. Through community meetings, focus groups, interviews, and surveys, families in the region reiterated the urgent need for more affordable childcare and preschool options, staffed with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who will want to continue working in early childhood long term. Similar to other areas of the state, Region 45 is experiencing a staff and teacher shortage, preventing programs from operating at full capacity or expanding to meet community needs. Staff turnover is a big contributor to the workforce shortage and remains a concern among community members in Region 45. There are many short-term caregivers who are interning to receive a degree or working long enough to gain experience and then leaving child care centers for better financial opportunities. One community member noted, "I love working with children. It has always been my career goal. However, because of the low wages, I am not able to provide for my family and I need to change paths." The current ECEC system can be challenging for parents to navigate due to its intricate complexities of programs and services, funding and resources, inequity, and inaccessibility. Parents and educators alike have voiced a need for expanded parent education on what is available in the region and how to navigate those resources. The cost of childcare is often perceived as overwhelming by many parents. A community member expressed this sentiment by stating, childcare needs to be more affordable to families. Right now, we spend more monthly on childcare than we do our mortgage. In more rural areas of the region, many parents and caregivers are utilizing a family member or friend for their childcare needs. Families find themselves in the difficult position of having to make challenging decisions and significant sacrifices. As a result, some may opt for one parent to quit working altogether in order to avoid the financial burden of childcare expenses. Another recurring barrier is the pressing need for increased options across the region, including childcare centers, preschools, therapies, and medical and dental care. A significant challenge arises from the fact that most specialized providers, such as therapists and dentists, in the region do not accept state-funded insurance plans. As a result, families must travel long distances, oftentimes an hour or more, or wait until they can switch to a different plan.
Hello, my name is Jessica Schloman. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the administrative support for Birth to 5 Illinois, Region 45, covering Monroe and Randolph Counties. The current ECEC system can be challenging for parents to navigate due to its intricate complexities of program and services, funding and resources, inequity, and inaccessibility. Parents and educators alike have voiced a need for expanded parent education on what is available in the region and how to navigate those resources. The cost of childcare is often perceived as overwhelming by many parents. A community member expressed this sentiment by stating, childcare needs to be more affordable to families. Right now, we spend more monthly than our mortgage. In rural areas of the region, many parents and caregivers are utilizing a family member or friend for their childcare needs. Families find themselves in the difficult position of having to make challenging decisions and significant sacrifices. As a result, some may opt for one parent to quit working altogether in order to avoid the financial burden of childcare expenses. Another recurring barrier is the pressing need for increased options across the region, including childcare centers, preschools, therapies, and medical and dental care. A significant challenge arises from the fact that most specialized providers, such as therapists and dentists in the region, do not accept state-funded insurance plans. As a result, families must travel long distances, oftentimes an hour or more, or wait until they can switch to a different plan. Based on community and council conversations, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for families in the region. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, and funders so they can better understand the needs of families in the region and share the recommendations with them so they can see how to best meet those needs. These are a few of the recommendations made, but more can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Recommendation 1. Promote systematic inclusion of families in early childhood education and care activities and programs through meaningful involvement in planning, development, and evaluation processes. This can be achieved by leveraging parent engagement, providing comprehensive training, offering continuous support, and conducting effective outreach initiatives. By actively involving families at every stage, we empower them to contribute their unique perspectives, insights, and experiences, ultimately fostering a collaborative approach that enhances the overall quality and effectiveness of early childhood initiatives. Recommendation 2. Enhance accessibility to medical and specialized pediatric providers, prioritizing comprehensive care and support for all individuals, including those facing financial constraints and relying on state insurance, as well as individuals with mental health and developmental needs. By improving access to these vital services, we ensure that no one is left behind, regardless of their financial circumstances or healthcare requirements. Recommendation 3. Establish a well-defined and achievable career pathway that encompasses professional development opportunities, robust mentoring programs, and impactful leadership development initiatives, all designed to actively support the growth and advancement of early childhood educators. By creating this comprehensive framework, We empower educators to enhance their skills, deepen their expertise, and thrive in their professional journey. This summer, we will be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care, and we want to talk with you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood professionals to join the conversation by filling out a council interest form. Please go to www.birth-to-5il.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer, with council meetings fully resuming in August. We want to thank our state partners for their support and you for watching. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional page at www.birth-to-5il.com/region45, joining our Facebook group, or reaching out to me via email at cgardner@birth-to-5il.com. Links to our pages along with my email address are available in the description below. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.